Let's talk about the American dollar, the world's top dog in money. For decades, the US dollar has been the heavyweight champion of global finance, trusted by people and governments everywhere. It's the currency that countries keep in their vaults, the one you see in movies, and the one travelers often want in their wallets. But lately, some folks are worried it might be losing its bite. There's a growing sense of unease, as headlines warn about the dollar's future, and people wonder if it's as strong as it used to be. Some even whisper about a collapse, that nightmare scenario where money suddenly becomes almost worthless, leaving people scrambling to protect what they have. Imagine your $10 bill buying less and less each day, until it's nearly useless. Prices shoot up, and what you could once afford now seems out of reach. That's why people get anxious. When the value of money is uncertain, it shakes everyone's confidence. Whether you're saving for a rainy day or just trying to get by. Money is how we buy food, pay for homes, and plan for the future. It's the foundation of daily life, and when that foundation wobbles, it affects everyone, families, businesses, and entire communities. The US dollar isn't just America's money, it's used worldwide for big business, oil, and as a reserve currency. From Tokyo to London, deals are done in dollars, and many countries rely on it to keep their economies stable. But trust in money is fragile. It's built on belief that a dollar today will be worth a dollar tomorrow. If that trust cracks, things can change fast. With the US government borrowing and printing more, people wonder, how long can this last? Is there a breaking point, or will the dollar keep rolling on? We'll explore what's really going on. No complicated charts, just the basics. We'll break down the big ideas, so anyone can understand what's at stake. We'll look at what's happened to other currencies, what experts think, and what regular folks are saying. You'll hear stories from around the world and learn how these issues touch real lives. The goal isn't to scare you, but to help you understand the situation. Knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better prepared you'll be. So, let's keep a level head and dig in. We'll separate fact from fiction and see what really matters. Grab a cuppa and a biscuit. Settle in, and let's get started on this journey together. The US dollar is the world's most popular currency, like a reliable cup of tea everyone trusts. For over 70 years, it's been the reserve currency, held by central banks everywhere. Countries trade in dollars, especially for vital things like oil, keeping demand high and the dollar strong. Some nations, like China and Russia, want to use their own currencies, but switching is tough. For a collapse, the world would need a new, equally trusted currency, and right now, there isn't one. So despite some grumbling, the dollar remains the world's favorite cuppa. Old habits die hard. The US government owes a staggering amount, over $34 trillion. This colossal debt is like a mountain that keeps growing, casting a long shadow over the economy. Like borrowing from everyone in town and piling up IOUs, this debt keeps growing. Each IOU represents a promise to pay back, but the more you borrow, the harder it becomes to manage. Governments borrow by selling bonds, which are essentially IOUs that promise to pay back with interest. People and countries buy these bonds because they trust the US will pay them back. This trust is crucial for the system to work, but if the debt gets too high, lenders might worry and demand higher interest, making borrowing even harder. Higher interest rates mean more money spent on paying back debt. If confidence is lost, a rush to sell US bonds in dollars could send the dollar's value tumbling. This could lead to a financial crisis. For now, the world keeps lending, showing faith in the US economy. But that mountain of IOUs is a warning. It signals that there are limits to how much can be borrowed. Even the biggest economies can't borrow forever. There comes a point when the debt becomes unsustainable. It's a risk everyone's watching. The clock is ticking, and the world is keeping a close eye on how this debt will be managed. The US Central Bank, known as the Federal Reserve or simply the Fed, has a unique superpower. With just a few keystrokes, it can create brand new dollars out of thin air. This process is called quantitative easing, and it's one of the most powerful tools in the world of finance. This money-making machine is especially important during times of crisis, like the financial meltdown in 2008 or the pandemic shock in 2020. By pumping fresh cash into the economy, the Fed can help keep banks afloat, businesses running, and people employed. But there's a catch. When the Fed prints too much money, each dollar in your pocket becomes a little less valuable. This is called inflation, and it means prices for everyday things, like groceries or gas, start to rise. If the Fed loses control and prints recklessly, it can trigger something even worse: hyperinflation. In this scenario, prices skyrocket so fast that money loses its meaning, and people rush to spend cash before it becomes worthless. When that happens, trust in the currency collapses. People stop believing that dollars are worth anything at all. That's why the Fed tries to be extremely careful. The temptation to print more money is always there, especially when times are tough, but the risks are huge. History is full of cautionary tales, countries that printed too much, only to see their economies spiral out of control. The lesson? Printing money can solve problems, but it can also create new ones. The risk isn't magic or mystery, it's basic economics, supply and demand. The more dollars there are, the less each one is worth, unless people still trust them. If there are too many dollars and not enough trust, things can unravel quickly. That's why people keep a close eye on the Fed's money-making machine and worry about what might happen next. To see what a currency collapse looks like, just check history. After World War I, Germany printed so much money that people needed wheelbarrows of cash for bread. Zimbabwe did the same, printing $100 trillion notes that couldn't buy groceries. Venezuela's recent crisis saw hyperinflation wipe out savings and force people to use US dollars instead. In every case, printing too much money and piling up debt destroyed trust and the currency. The result? Savings vanished, businesses failed, and poverty soared. The US is much bigger and more complex, but these stories are warnings. No currency is invincible. The past shows what can happen when trust is lost. Economists are split on the dollar's future. Most mainstream experts say a sudden collapse is unlikely. The dollar is too entrenched, and there's no real alternative. The US economy is huge, and it borrows in its own currency, which helps. But some contrarians see disaster ahead, pointing to debt and money printing as warning signs. They suggest owning gold, silver, or property as protection. The mainstream expects a slow decline, not a crash. The worriers think a crisis could tip things quickly. Listening to both sides helps us see the risks and the reasons for confidence. Ordinary people feel the pinch of rising prices and worry their savings are losing value. News of government debt and inflation makes the future seem shaky. Many try to protect themselves, paying down debt, saving for emergencies, or stocking up on essentials. It's about taking control where you can, even if the big picture feels out of reach. Public anxiety matters. Money is only as strong as the trust people have in it. When that trust wobbles, so does the currency. People want stability for their families and future. That's why these worries matter. So, what should you do? Don't panic. A sudden collapse is unlikely, but slow change and inflation are real risks. The best move is sensible preparation. Pay down high-interest debt, build an emergency fund, and diversify your savings. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Consider a mix of cash, investments, and maybe a little gold or property. You can't control the global economy, but you can strengthen your own finances. Take small, practical steps to build security for yourself and your family. Be prepared, not scared. That way, you'll weather whatever comes next. And after all this, you've earned a nice slice.
Dear viewers, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos and supporting my channel. Your love and encouragement mean so much to me. However, I have noticed that many of you enjoy the content but haven't subscribed yet. If you truly enjoy my videos and want to see more exciting content in future, I kindly request you to subscribe to my channel, and subscribing is completely free, but it helps me grow, create even better videos, and stay motivated to share some more amazing content with you. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join our YouTube family today. Your support means the world to me, and together we can make this community even bigger and stronger. Thank you so much for watching, supporting, and being a part of this journey. Dear viewers, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos and supporting my channel. Your love and encouragement mean so much to me. However, I have noticed that many of you enjoy the content but haven't subscribed yet. If you truly enjoy my videos and want to see more exciting content in future, I kindly request you to subscribe to my channel, and subscribing is completely free, but it helps me grow, create even better videos, and stay motivated to share some more amazing content with you. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and join our YouTube family today. Your support means the world to me, and together we can make this community even bigger and stronger. Thank you so much for watching, supporting, and being a part of this journey.